I just realized Ricky Ricardo, in all of I Love Lucy, never once said, Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Not once. That's the sort of thing that makes you believe in conspiracy theories. Like, I have my keys right here, and I swear they were right here. Now they're not here. Now I find out this Ricky Ricardo line never happened. I've also was told, like, we landed on the moon, but maybe if my keys aren't here, and maybe if that Ricky Ricardo line never happened that I was told happened and that I thought I heard happen, maybe we never landed on the moon. I swore we did, but I also left my car keys here. Oh, Ricky Ricardo, the moon landing, Federal Reserve, Illuminati. I don't know anything anymore. Oh, here are my keys. They were right here the whole time. Never mind. Disregard. You know, I always wanted to get a parrot for my conspiracy theorist friends. And before I gave it to them, I would teach it to say a bunch of things like, Area 51, NSA's watching you, you know? And especially things like I used to be human and reality shift. And just sort of, you know, sit back, get my popcorn ready, and just watch the show. You know? My friends like, reality shift, oh my gosh, what if we're next? You know? By the way, what's up with all these political shows like West Wing, 24, House of Cards, saying things like, well, the public better not find out if we don't want to cause a panic. You know, like it's going to be the end of civilization if the public had transparency. You know, all of a sudden it's just, you know, as if they're really concerned that the people spontaneously are going to combust. You know, it's not like you turn on the news, see the president disclose something, and immediately, you know, burst into flames. Or even if you run down the apartment hall, run down the stairs, you know, run down the road, take a few left turns, head to the highway, joined by millions of others, hit the off-ramp, the freeway, you know, you go to the Capitol building, arms flailing around like maniacs, everyone's running around in random directions, it's all chaos. All because of some new information. But let's say it happens. Let's say President in recent news disclosed today that he has been in contact with aliens the last 50 years of presidency. Has been in contact with aliens and we're sharing technology with them. Like, even if that happens, you think they're going to have enough energy where they won't all eventually go home? Even if they stay, you get enough people. All you'd have to do is get them close enough together, you know? You create a barrier, you get them close enough together. You tase one person and everyone else touching them and touching the people nearby, they'll all be zapped. You ever see on YouTube where someone's touching one part of the battery, they all hold hands, and then the other person goes, hey, let's touch the other side of the battery. See? You know, they hit the ground like freaking get zapped. It's like that, only better. Because as soon as one person stands up, you tase the pile, and all of them go down. As soon as someone even leans forward to start to get up, no one else wants to stand up, and if they do, they're going to freaking tackle the guy who's thinking about it. And, you know, they'll self-police. Throw some food and water in there, and you can build a jail all the way around them over weeks, months, years, whatever, and no one could do anything. The self-policing is like that 5-monkey experiment. Supposedly you have 5 monkeys. You put a banana on top of a ladder, and as soon as one of the monkeys touches the ladder, you spray all the monkeys with like a pressurized hose right in their face, right? Eventually no monkey wants to touch the ladder, so you have to remove one monkey and replace a new one. You do this, the first thing that monkey does is say, hey, you idiots, you see that banana up there? And he goes to it, and they all tackle him, and they're like, no, you can't have that banana. You know, they all panic and whatever. You replace all those monkeys one by one until none of the original monkeys are left. You even remove all evidence that you could spray them at all. You remove the pressurized hoses and whatever. They're still, as soon as you take a new monkey, you put it in there. All the rest of them that have never been a part of this before, but they saw all the remaining monkeys, they all tackle them. You know, there's a TED Talk about this. There's YouTube about this. But there's one problem. This whole experiment never existed either. Like, there's a lot of YouTube videos about it, but the experiment itself never happened. You know? Don't you see? We are the monkeys in the experiment. Some guy just told us about this experiment that never happened, and everyone went, well, that's the way things are. That's the way we're told, and that's the way it's said, so we're just gonna go do the same thing for no reason without questioning anything. You know, let's just make a YouTube video and present it as fact. I mean, this is some Ricky Ricardo type stuff right here. Someone's got some explaining to do. If it ain't Lucy, I don't know, but someone's got to do it. You ever notice dogs see something out of the window, and you might not even know what it is, and you just all of a sudden, they flip out? You know? What if they're just shifting from one parallel dimension into another? And because of their sixth sense or whatever, they're aware of what's happening and no one else is. And that's just their way of freaking out over the fact that they're like, where am I? You know? We don't know. We don't have a sixth sense like they do. We don't know what has them so freaked out. See? We humans think we're the smartest creatures in the world. But a butterfly can travel from Canada to Mexico and find its way back home without a GPS. Humans can't get 13 blocks away without being like, is it 3 blocks that way or 3 blocks that way? I don't know. Let me ask Siri. I mean, humans are smart enough to make iPhones. But another way to look at it is that humans are dumb enough that they actually collectively need to spend resources on something also they can go, Siri, I'm lost again. Help me find my way home. Is it 3 blocks that way or this way? I mean, they're no better than a dog. All of a sudden, they're like, where am I? Where am I? Siri, where am I? Reality shift. I don't know. I guess we could be the smartest creatures in the world. We do have Beethoven and Mozart. But we're also like, 3 blocks that way. You know? We might not be the smartest, but maybe we are, you know? But we're certainly the clumsiest. I mean, you might see a squirrel run in front of a car, right? But you don't see a squirrel run in front of a car and tear its ACL in the process. You don't see a deer out in the woods, you know? About to go to the lake to drink some water, and all of a sudden he trips over one of the other deer and belly flops in front of the pool, you know? You don't get that on camera. But we have an entire show designated to, you know, the clumsiest human. We call it America's Funniest Video. Like, you don't turn on National Geographic and see an elephant face plant as a giraffe trips over a baby and lands on his back somewhere going, help me! You know? We have funniest home videos. We not only showcase all the clumsiest humans caught on tape, but we actually give them money. As if to say, good job, human. You've made our species proud. Now use the money, put up a new drywall, because after you crash head first through the first wall, you're going to need to spend it to get another one, because we know you're going to do it all over again. Good luck, and may the grace of God be with you. Who am I kidding? We don't have grace. We're humans. Elon Musk says we're living in a simulation. This is all just a simulation. Well, if we are, at least the person designing the simulation has a sense of humor. Like, we have a president more concerned about his hand size at 3 a.m. in the morning. But the alternative wouldn't have been any different. Let's be honest. Hillary used the Clinton Foundation to pay for her daughter's wedding. We could have had a president that used charities to enrich her family. But then again, Donald Trump's son Eric used a charity to pay his father's company when attending a golf event. So instead of a president who enriched her family using charity, we have a president that uses charity to enrich his family. So, gotta weigh the pros and cons. Hillary was more concerned about establishing plausible deniability. She's been in politics a long time. And, you know, if the shows on TV have anything to say about it, whenever there's, say, a police department that's so corrupt, the safest thing for you to do is to be corrupt with them. Because they have something on you, you have something on them. Right? They don't want to take you down because you'll take them down. So Hillary's smart enough to figure this out. She gets in there, she does this stuff, right? She's corrupt. That's what she does. She says, Okay, here's some information. You can expose me if I don't hold my end of the bargain. You know, like, here's a picture of me in the Illuminati meetings, and we're all gathered around the fire sacrificing to Mola. But, by the way, I have this information on you, so it'd be mutually assured destruction. So, you know, she was concerned about plausible deniability. So she has her lawyers erase classified information rather than her. You can't really prove she did it, or whether the lawyers did it, or who really did it. And you deleted the logs to see who accessed it. So, you know, if she hadn't had that thing, she'd probably be the president, and we'd be investigating her for obstruction of justice. Instead, we have a president. We're investigating for obstruction of justice. Yeah, that joke didn't really age well.
James Comey. Agent James Comey.
This has to be a simulation. It's the same code with just different face and a gender. One's a little bit pale, pasty old woman, you know. You know, and for some reason they won't vote for this lily white old woman. And they say it's because of racism. I don't understand it. It was like, black was the last president. I guess that means orange is the new black. The simulation even has foreshadowing. So having said that this is a simulation, I present to you with an option. You've felt it all your life, but you couldn't put your finger on it. You've had deja vu and you've noticed things change. You've wondered in a dream whether you were awake. You've wondered awake whether you were in a dream. You'd had dreams within a dream. Take the red pill and find out how far the rabbit hole goes. Take the blue pill. The blue pill, really? Is this a Matrix or a freaking Viagra commercial? I can't talk to my doctor about Viagra. I don't like my doctor anymore. Besides, doctors are freaking creepy. They have all these qualifications and things you gotta do. I mean, just think about this. You have to wait in a room. A nurse says, "Come with me, your doctor's ready to see you." Here, before he sees you, let me get your height and weight. Let's see if you're a little too fat for him, you know, they're qualifying you. Let's see if your blood pressure's, you know. The doctor really would like you if you know, the right height and weight. Okay, you passed the test. Now, go in this room, take your pants off, and the doctors will see you shortly. Like, what the F? I don't want to take my pants off. I don't even know the doctor. I don't even know him. Take my pants off. Now, these commercials are like, contact your doctor if you have a 4-hour erection. What if I make 3 that doesn't make your standards? 3.5's not good enough. It has to be 4. What kind of prerequisite is that? 4 hours? 4 hours? Like, isn't it bad enough? You have to give me a colonoscopy and cut my balls while I cough? Why you gotta make me be erect when I do it? This has gone too far. If I wanted to hook up, I would go to a dating website. You have to be careful. I hear there's doctors on those sites. Doctors would be like the world's weirdest superhero. Because they do save lives, so let's be honest. They wouldn't be the villain. They wouldn't be the sidekick. They'd be the hero. They'd just be a really weird hero. They might save your life, but they'd have to grab your butt before they do it. Like staring down the barrel of a gun. You know, you're about to be robbed. You're back in an alleyway in a corner. Your heart rate starts to elevate. Bang, the gun goes off, but it seems like time freezes. You see the bullet moving in slow motion. And all of a sudden, just when it's about to hit you and your eyes are wide open and you're just watching all this happen while you sit there motionless, doctor grabs your butt, steps in front of the bullet, stops it. It's like, thanks for saving my life, dude, but did you have to grab my ass? Is that like how you charge your superpowers? Does grabbing my ass give you a superpower? What if someone else grabbed my ass? Would they have the ability to stop bullets? How does it work? I want to know these things, you know? You know, was it like an iPhone battery? Where, your superpower charges on ass grabs? While you're at 10%, you know? You're about to stop a bullet, and you're like, oh shoot, I can't even stop this bullet till I grab this guy's butt. Like, if it's like an iPhone, like I get that an ass grab might turn some people on.
But I didn't know it gave you a full charge, too.